Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name's Carmen. Today we've got a reading for you about somebody that might be famous or might just be kind of known for being a little bit self absorbed or a little bit used to the limelight. This could even be like the favorite child, right? But it feels to me like we've got somebody who has lied about something, but because they are like the favorite one or because they are seen as like the best employee, we have an unwillingness to investigate or to admit that maybe this person is lying. Maybe they have been dishonest. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Ooh, or a lot. My apologies. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find it in the description box along with more information on how to become a member, as well as how to get a candle off of Etsy. I said Etsy. It's with a T. Etsy. All right, let's see what we've got. This is the Santa Muerte Tarot. What else do we have regarding this person who is hiding the truth or not wanting to be honest? What's going on? Wow. So I've pulled 3 cards total, and 2 of them are the same card. The probability of that is wild. Okay. Difference being the first one that came out, the Ace of Swords, is in the reverse. The second one, it's in the upright. So I'm wondering if that means someone feels pretty comfortable with their lie. They don't think that anyone's going to figure it out. And then, oh, just kidding. We have someone who's a little bit overly confident that their star power or their position within the community or the friend group is going to protect them in a situation where it's not. There is somebody here who's willing to throw this star under the bus or willing to be honest about whatever they're hiding. We have the Devil and the Queen of Cups. I feel like this is someone trying to present themselves as a very caring individual with this Queen of Cups, but the reality is this is a person who is pretty focused on their kind of like obsessive behavior or tendencies. This could be someone who's trying to hide that they are not sober, but they claim to be. This could be somebody who, claims to be a really loving, caring, charitable person, but they've actually, been a horrible person. There was like a fall from grace for some talk show host recently, well, like in the last couple of years, based on how that person treated people that they worked with, that kind of thing. For entertainment purposes only. We have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Three of Wands. I am flabbergasted. So I've pulled 7 cards, and 3 of them are aces. There's only 4 aces total. Okay, so this person has a habit or a preference, if you catch my drift, that is not great. This is like when you find out that actors who played lovers in a movie actually did end up getting together, even though both of them were married during the time of filming. That kind of thing. This is like, no, I don't want anyone to know what I want. I don't want anyone to know what I'm actually getting into. I have an image and I'm crafting it, and everyone needs to look at me like, it's perfect. So this could be someone who's stepping out on a marriage. This could be somebody who's having a relationship that goes against like contractual obligations. Or it could be, I've been hanging out with my sister's husband, This is someone who's a little bit too focused on themselves to really do right by the expectations or the rules that matter to other people. It's like, well, I'm just going to end up doing what I want. I do think we have some pretty giant ego here. This could be somebody who's made a lot of money or feels like they have a large audience or people who are kind of obsessed with them. So it's like they feel like the rules don't really apply to them. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, Six of Swords in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords. So I think we have someone who is talking about a situation that this star emperor felt like they were going to be able to keep quiet. They felt like things had kind of died down. It was no big deal. Happened so long ago. Nobody is really going to care. But now this information is coming back out. Or now people are finding a reason to talk about it. And I feel like it's because there's this Queen of Swords who knows something but was previously convinced to not say anything. So maybe they work for the emperor. Maybe they're related to the emperor. But it does feel like they're looking at it like, you know what? I don't think I really need to be quiet anymore. I think I'm going to say what I know about this star. What else, please? Can we just talk about how this is a skeleton wearing a dress, but there's still somehow like boobs? It cracks me up. What else do we have? The Hanged Man. The Six of Swords in the reverse. Again, we just had that here. This is about things getting more difficult. Someone feeling trapped by their own desires. So if I had resisted that temptation, if I hadn't responded to that 2 a.m. text message, or if I hadn't downloaded that app, whatever it is, if I had not done that thing, then I wouldn't be in this situation. But I don't want anyone to know that that's what I did, because I need them to respect me, because I need them not to know those kinds of things about me. Knight of Cups in the reverse, Seven of Wands in the reverse. This is something that makes them vulnerable, maybe even to like blackmail. You know, I don't want anyone to know what's going on, so I will do anything to keep that secret. And maybe this Queen of Swords is like, well, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell them that you were dating, you know, the person that was married to your sibling, or I'm going to tell them that you were lying about this experience, or you took that money from, you know, the charitable cause and you spent it on something that wasn't charitable. Nine of Cups, Seven of Cups, and the High Priest. Yeah, this is someone who's like, everything is great, my life is perfect. Here are all of the awesome posts that I have for social media to show you that it's perfect, but it's an illusion. The Seven of Cups. This is someone who wants you to think that they're happy, or wants you to think that they have a good influence, or they're doing good things. But really, it's like, look over here. This is the distraction, while I'm really over here doing something that's awful. So kind of a self-important person, right? Very invested in their reputation. They want to make sure that people look up to them and that people feel like, I don't know, that they're a good person, even though they're hiding this devil energy. The Fool in the reverse. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Time's up. They had their chance to fix this. They chose not to. So now there's like a price to pay. Six of Wands in the reverse, Five of Pentacles. You could have approached this in a mature way, or owned it, or had some sense of accountability. But because this star has not done that, now they're having some loss. This kind of feels to me like someone's getting canceled, to be honest. They could have distanced themselves, or, you know, had a conversation about what they should have done differently, or not shrunk away from it, right? This is the Noisy Tarot. What else do we have? The World and the reverse, the Ten of Wands. Even if it causes upheaval, too bad. There's a lot of instability coming. I feel like this Queen of Swords is saying, I'm going to tell everyone your secrets. I know what you've been up to, and I don't think people should be looking up to you as some like great like role model or someone who has integrity when I know what you're really doing, and it's awful. Five of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Can't keep it secret anymore. The secret is exposed. Everyone knows, and now this person's canceled. Five of Pentacles. They can't get any jobs. People are like, that wasn't a very good choice. You didn't do that very well. And you like lied to us about who you are. I feel like that's core to it, is you did something that you shouldn't have, but it's more so that you were lying and not willing to be honest or authentic with your audience, right? Assuming this is someone who has people that are watching them. It kind of feels like that's what we're talking about. Devil in the reverse. And Justice. This Queen of Swords is the Justice. So we could have like Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But this is someone who's saying, if you're not going to tell everybody the truth about who you are, then I will tell everybody the truth about who you are. Here's some pictures. Here's some screenshots. Here's this person's voicemail for me. And now you can see that whatever they tell you they are is actually just like all a joke. That they don't actually act the way that they say they do. Or that they've been a fraud. Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Now we have contracts or jobs being canceled. Sorry, we can't actually do that. Sorry, that's no longer available. Someone who's used to having all of the opportunities that they want, or being seen in a very like, I don't know, like pillar of the community kind of way. Now they feel exposed, like everyone has seen them for who they really are, and they thought they could prevent that. All right, let's see what else we've got. This is the Love Oracle. Finality, farewells, leave behind, closure. Notice in both of these we have somebody who's wearing a mask. That's pretty central to this. This is somebody who's like, oh, look at who I am. You don't get to see who I really am underneath, but I'm going to make it seem like something so that you like me better, so that you listen to me. Now there's people who are like, I don't think I can trust you. I don't think I can believe you. You turned out to be a fake. So there's some confusion around why this person would lie. Maybe they faked some sort of certification, or faked an accent, lied about who they're related to. There's something pretty comprehensive about how I am this and it's why everybody loves me, but then I'm not that. So people decide, okay, well, if you're not really who you claim to be, then I guess I don't really want to follow you. Now we see that you're actually somebody who's quite mean, or you don't care about other people, or that mission or charity that was important to you, that was just a lie. This person is now exposed for being very toxic, very focused on themselves, and not interested in being good to others. So now the people who were admiring them, or the people who were like supportive of their projects, or, you know, I don't know, their TV show, their podcast, now these people are saying, nope, I don't want to be associated with that. And that person was just faking the whole time anyways. So time to go find a different person to admire or watch or listen to or put up on that pedestal. This is Under the Oak. They're brand new, so they're still getting used to the shuffle process. All right, what else do we have? Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I do feel like this is someone who lives a luxurious lifestyle. Two of Cups. High Priestess in the reverse. I think they fell in love with someone that they shouldn't have. This could very easily be about, you know, oh, you made that movie together and you shouldn't have fallen in love because you were both like married to other people. Or this could be, I was working on that project with that person, and even though they're a student at the college where I work and it's against the rules for me to date a student, I did that. There's something here where it's like, I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to anyways. Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords in the reverse. See, the thing is there's somebody here that they're betraying. Now you could argue, okay, so they're in a relationship and they're stepping out. Clearly they would be betraying their partner, right? But this feels to me more so like I am betraying someone that it's like the worst thing you can do because you've known that person for so long. So if you had a sibling who was, 2 years younger than you, you've been a part of their life ever since they were born, and then you decide to pursue or flirt with their partner, that's a pretty big betrayal, right? This is like, oh, it's bad. It's not just, they're stepping out on a relationship of their own. They may be in one, they may be single, but the choice of who they decide to connect to in that romantic or physical way is what really feels like leads to their being canceled. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. I think they denied it and then they came back around and had to apologize because they really did do it. Like, oh, no, that would never happen. There's so many like cringeworthy videos on YouTube where people are like doing an apology video, or they're talking very like confidently about how tight their relationship is or how close they are with each other, and then like 2 months later you get some insight on what was really going on in the relationship. This is someone who really wanted to be like picture perfect for everybody else, but the truth has come out that they're actually living in a pretty unstable situation, or that they tend to create a lot of chaos or instability in their life because they're not doing what everybody thinks they're doing. They're dating someone that they know they shouldn't. Two of Wands. Feeling like they could be sneaky and hide it. But with the Page of Wands, someone noticed a difference. Oh, you're staying at work later. Or, oh, I see that you're going to a different location for the gym. It's like further away. Why would you choose that? Or, hey, why do you smell like someone's cologne or perfume? People are picking up on these things. They deny it. Hey, you were flirting real big at the movie premiere. No. Of course not. There's no way. Yes, there is. In fact, I don't think that they're being seen as a very skilled liar when it comes to this. You might be a really good actor or actress, but if someone's asking you a question that you really don't want to answer, it could cause some momentary lapse in their ability to represent the emotions they want to in that moment. But we have this Five of Swords because somebody has ruined things for themselves. Somebody has sabotaged their own career or standing within the community by pursuing a relationship that is no bueno, is not approved. Six of Wands. Page of Swords. The Lovers. Two of Swords and the Hermit. So I thought that I had been able to communicate what I needed to people. Oh no, it's ripped. That makes me really sad. Communicate to people like, oh, definitely not. That's not what I'm getting into. I would never date that person, or there's too much of an age gap, or, that's silly. We're both married. Oh, stop you. The truth is, these two really are feeling a strong connection, and even though there's a reason to not pursue that or to try to, be the bigger person, make the right choice, focus on what needs to be focused on, and be okay with being on your own, I feel like there's someone here who knows what they should do, but with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, they go for it anyways. They do the thing they shouldn't do. Because Ten of Cups in the reverse, this is like domestic tension. Problems within the living situation or within a long-term relationship. And I feel like it's because somebody was not really making the best of choices, right? All right, let's see what else we've got. This is the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have, please? What else do we have? We have the Mountain, which is number 21, the Moon, which is number 32, and the Magnifying Glass. Notice that all of them start with the letter M. That's interesting. So that could be important for you. But we have somebody who is realizing that they can't keep their secret anymore. Somebody has spied the truth. Someone has witnessed them sneaking off with their person, or someone has caught them texting and then having that, like, you know, ridiculous grin on afterwards. Even though they may have had some protective measures here, they might have passwords on their phone, or they might, you know, have thought that they were in the room alone. We have someone who cannot hide. Sorry, there's a hair somewhere here. Cannot hide that they are actually romantically linked or, you know, physically intimate with somebody that they know they shouldn't. Has nothing to do with love. There's no love here. This is just attraction. And it's like, I know that this is the wrong direction, or that this could end pretty poorly. Might start a pretty big argument. But they're looking at it as, I couldn't resist. It was too intoxicating for me to resist. But we have the tree here, which talks about strength, and I feel like the Queen of Swords is the person who says, I know what the star has been getting into. This is a challenge for the star to change this behavior of, oh, it's okay, I can do whatever I want. It's a humbling or an ego death, and I don't think it's going to be very easy for them to get through. I think it's going to be pretty painful. I think it's going to be probably like a longer term ego death than most people go through, because this really it looks like it's going to impact a lot of different areas of this person's life. Their pride. We have the Black Cat. Grace, mystery, and psychic abilities. That Queen of Swords would be the Black Cat. Somebody who's saying, I think I know what's going on here, and I witnessed this. Here's what we need to know. This person is wearing a mask. Duality, protection, and caution. No longer can they hide what they've really been into or getting into or who they've been hanging out with. Transformation, resourcefulness, and change. So things are changing on a pretty big scale. They can't lie anymore. They may have been trying to kick the can down the street. They didn't want to be honest, or they didn't feel like it had to eventually come to the surface. But they were worried. The ticking of the clock distracts me from the fact that my worst enemy hides in my mind. They have felt guilty. And they have wondered what would happen if people found out what I'm really doing, who I'm actually dating. All right, this is the situations deck. Triggers: name, car, place, love affair, dirty little secret, down low. I'm telling you, this is a secret love affair. They didn't want anybody to know, but maybe there was a car that was witnessed in a place that it shouldn't have been. Maybe there was some effort to track someone, because we do have the internet connected or plugged card, and history past happened. This is like, okay, so we saw this pattern. That's kind of strange. What if we were to follow this person, or what if we were to check in later? Would we see that this is happening? Are they visiting this person multiple times? And then now it could even be people who are just looking for a picture of a celebrity, right? But now it's like, okay, confirmed. This is somebody who's routinely visiting a person that they should have no connection to. And now it's potentially going to cause this person to go through a divorce or to be canceled in a professional way. Because they were pretending to be something that they really aren't. And now they're kind of forced to be honest about what was really going on. So, entertainment purposes only. Thank you for likes and subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.